Yes.
Today, our agenda is to develop our understanding how to prepare a research proposal. So this is the basic part toward your research. First of all, you have to prepare a research proposal, and if your research proposal is approved, then you are allowed to proceed with your intended research. So what is research? That's our first question. We need to understand what is research. So research is a systematic process of investigation into a social or scientific matter. We do research for different reasons. We do research to establish new facts. We do research to find new information. We do research to validate the existing finding. We do research to replicate existing research. So we do research to solve a social problem. We do research by expanding something already available. For example, you can expand the existing research with a larger sample or take it to another geography. So there are so many objectives of conducting research. First of all, before you prepare your research proposal, you have to be clear what is research and what is your objective of research. So what type of research you are looking, whether you are looking at solving a social problem, you are replicating existing research, or you are just expanding existing one, or you are replicating, or you are finding a new information, or anything you are intended to do. But make sure it's undergraduate study. We are not expecting from you will discover something new, but the whole purpose is just to develop your skills, your abilities, and make you and make you an independent researcher, independent learner. So the whole purpose is this project just to develop your ability so that you can independently conduct a research, you can evaluate critically the research finding, and you can produce an original piece of work. So these are the core objectives. So you will have to decide what type of research you are doing, whether you are testing a theory, existing theory, you are making new assumptions, whatever it is. So please be focused and be clear what is your aims and objective of conducting research. So the objective of research. The objective of research is to seek knowledge or find the reality. So how you can find the reality or seek knowledge? There are various means. For example, you can find new information, you can validate existing information, or you can replicate, you can discover, you can refine, validate, expand. So as I told you earlier, you have to be very clear what type of research you are doing and what is the main purpose of your research, whether you are thinking to do something new or whether you are thinking to just replicate and expand the existing one. So, elements of research proposal. What are the elements of research proposal? What are the main thing you need to include in your research proposal? The first thing is the research title. You have to find a research title. What will be your research title? And I personally suggest you need to find a research title relevant to you, relevant to your disciplines, relevant to your studies. You are a business studies student, so please try to find a topic which is relevant to business studies. And after you identify the topic, the next thing is you have to give the introduction of the topic. Little bit background. Why you are interested in this topic? What was going on? What are the existing basic knowledge, the theories, or any debates, and why you are attracted in this topic? So why is so much interesting to you? So these things you need to bring in your background study. So after you have presented the introduction, then you have to specify aims and objective of your research. So you have to be very clear in your aims and objective. Your aims are what you are intended to do, and your objectives are like your course of action, what action you will follow, you will take to meet your aims. So please specify some key aims and objective of your research. So after you identified aims and objective of your research, but please make sure your aims and objective, they have linkage with the research title. The next step is a short literature review. You have to present a short literature review. This will demonstrate your understanding of the existing studies, of the existing literature, what other people are saying, because you are not the first person who are conducting research in this topic. Some other studies are also available. So you have to give a summary of the key literatures, and you have to critically evaluate, compare other people's findings, what type of sample they use, what are their findings, so what is the debate. And then in the literature review, you will justify what you are doing a new thing. Where is the research gap? So you will give some idea like, look, other studies are saying this is the main discussion, these are the key sources, but I am doing in this way. So something new. But because if you are just doing already someone has done, so what's the point? This is no research. Either, as I told you earlier, you can replicate it, you can expand the sample, you can take it to different industry. For example, you find a study someone has done on the construction industry, and you may take it to a logistics supply or any other industry. So it's all depends, but you have to justify why your research is so important and why it is different from other studies. Excuse me. So after you have identified the research gap, then from your literature review section, you will formulate the question. Your research question emerges from your literature review. Then you will specify the research question you are intended to address in your research. So after the research questions, then your research question will guide you toward your research methodology. Your research questions basically will tell you what research approach you will follow, what research methodology you will follow. So what is the research methodology? It's a process, like how you will conduct research, how you will collect data, what type of data you will collect, how you will approach your participant if you are interviewing. So where the data will be available, how you will access it, how you will analyze the data. So you will just give a short summary in your research methodology. And after that, you will acknowledge some limitations. No research is without limitation. For example, might be your size, your sample size is small, or might be in a particular geography or any area. So you will have to set some limitations of your research. What is included, what is not included. And then time framework. This is very, very important because you have deadline. You have deadline of such proposal submission. You have deadline of your actual project. So you have to be very rational, like how you will complete your research within the given time frame and within these set deadlines. So that was the overall, but now I will speak more about these elements of research. The first thing is choosing a research title. So how you will choose a research title? Please choose a research title if you have any prior knowledge of it. Don't select something very new for you. So you have to select a topic within your own disciplines, within your own studies, because you're already aware of the basic theories, the knowledge, the concept that will help you. Interesting. Yes, please choose a research topic really interesting, or you take interest in it. If the topic is not interesting to you, might be you struggle when you do the research because you are not taking interest. So always try to select a topic which is very much interesting to you, relevant, and then ask the question to yourself whether the title is relevant. When I say relevant, that means it's academic, it is justifying your study, it is relevant to your disciplines, so you need to consider. And When you choose a search topic, just follow the SMART rule. The SMART rule is S, specific. Make sure the topic is specific, it's not to journal. Measurable. You can measure it. You can do it. Achievable. You can achieve it. Realistic. Realistic. And time frame. So you can anchor your research within the time frame. So please keep in your mind this SMART rule. Make sure your site title is specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time frame. It can be anchored, it can be done within a given time frame. Then consider your own career ambitions when you use the site titles. For example, if you are interested in entrepreneurship or human resource management, international marketing, so choose a topic like you think, okay, in this area you are thinking to develop your career. Or if you are thinking to go for higher studies or even higher study for PhD or master degree, so if you already search some topic at undergraduate level, they will help you. Then you need to expand it further in master degree and even further in your PhD degree if you are thinking to go for higher study. But even if you are not thinking to go for higher study, your professional life, when you go for interview, the employers, the interviewer, they always ask you, look, your interesting area, what type of research you did during your graduate degree or during your college education or during your master degree. So if you have a prior knowledge on that area, you are very confident to explain these things. After choosing a research title, the next thing is the introduction. So which discipline this title belong to? It's belong to marketing, economics, what branch of economics, or any other discipline. So what discipline it belong to? Background and issues. So what are the current issues going on around the topic? What is the background study? So this is an opportunity for you. You are introducing your research title where you need to bring some background knowledge, some existing debates or any key debates, and why you are interested in this topic. Yes, why you think this area is more relevant to you, and any key literature, just short summary, because you have to give brief summary in the literature review section, but here you can refer some key debates and some key literature. Anything special, like think about it. Why this title is so much special to you? So why anything special you want to do? So in the introduction section, basically you are gaining attention of the readers. So when they read your introduction, they will identify, look, oh, it's interesting, it is important. So you have to give some background study, background knowledge of your topic. Aims and objective. So you have to specify the aims and objective. Aims and objective are basically primary focus of your research. What is the primary focus of your research? For example, the primary focus of your research is to investigate the challenges of the SMEs after the coronavirus pandemic broke out. Something like that, you know? And what you are hoping to achieve, this is your aim. Statement of intent, this is your aim. Desired outcome, what desired outcome of your research you are expecting, your aim. But what action will you take to achieve aims or your objective? So you have to distinguish between aims and objective. Basically, aims are your intent of statement, the desired outcome you are looking for. But objectives are the action you will take. The specific statement, what specifically you will measure, what specifically you are looking into. After the aims and objectives section, you will present a short literature review. In the short literature review, you will identify existing and established theory and research, key issues, and perceived research gap. These are the three main things. What you will do, you will find out some key study. How you will find it? So if you put your research title in the Google Scholar search or Science Direct or any other library resources we have here. So you put your title there and do the search, and then the system will automatically give you some relevant topic near to your study. Or you can use the keywords. For example, entrepreneurship, coronavirus, challenges, SMEs. So if you give the keywords, then they will give you the relevant studies. Then you will have to see which studies are more relevant to your topic. So you need to select some studies and then you have to review them. Like what's debates going on, what are their methodologies, what are their findings, where the findings are matching between two researchers, where the findings are not matching, why they are matching, why they are not matching. So any critical evaluation you think might be, you think, okay, this research paper, the methodology is not accurate, or you think it's not appropriate, or you think sample size is not accurate. So you have to critically evaluate and make justification, like why you are doing this research and this why your research is different to the existing studies. Any perceived research gap, you can say, look, other studies, they have analyzed this area with this sample, with this geography, but it has not been done, like for example, the small colleges or any other small businesses. So I want to investigate, I want to find out how this coronavirus pandemic has impacted the small businesses and their operations, or what challenges they face when they transform their traditional business operation to the digital platform. So something like that, you have to justify why you are doing this research and why your research is different to the other studies. So after the literature review, you have to specify the research question, because then your literature review give you the research question. Then you will say, look, other study have not done this, so I am intended to address these things in my research, and to meet my purpose, I have formulated the following research question, and then you can specify your research question. But please keep in your mind, when you formulate a research question, the question should be specific, focused. When I say specific, it means the question should not be very general. In the next semester, in the next lecture, we will discuss about how to formulate research question in detail. We'll do some practical exercises. But here, I just wanna wrap your understanding, like while you will write your research proposal, definitely you will have to identify your research question. So research question should be specific and focused. For example, if you say, look, why the SMEs, they are facing the slowdown in the business. So why they are facing slowdown in the business? It's a very, 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 very general question, very broad, it's not focused. But if you say, what are the economic, social or health factor, any one or two, are impacting SMEs business operations or their businesses? Something like that. For example, why children drop out of school? It's a very general question. But if you say, what are the school factors that making children to drop out? That means it's very focused, specific. You are only focusing the school factors. Similarly, if you say, why the people, they are migrating to big cities. So there are so many reasons. It's a very general, broad topic. You have to specific. For example, if you say, what are the social and economic factors forcing people to migrate to big cities? So yes, here only you are focusing on social and economic factor, or might be you are investigating relationship of two factors. So you have to be specific when you formulate your such question. They are focused, they are clear, they are relevant, and linkage with aim, objective, and reflection of such title. So please keep in your mind, when you formulate your such question should be linked with your aims and objective, and your such question should be reflection of your research title. Research methodology, and then your research question will guide you what research methodology you will adopt to complete this research. Research methodology is a process of doing research. Like what research process you will adopt, what research approach, framework you will follow, whether you will follow the qualitative or quantitative research approach, any theoretical framework you will use, and type of data you will use, what type of data you will use, and how you will collect the data, what method you will use to collect data, and where you will find the data. So you have to explain all these things in your research methodology. So what data analysis tool you use, what sample size. So do you think is possible for you to approach your participant or access to data or anything like that? And then here you also need to, you also need to justify why you are preferring one particular method of data collection and why you are not preferring the other one. For example, if you think, look, I prefer group interviews, but you have to justify why you are not preferring individual interviews. For example, if you are doing research on cyberbullying, you can say, if I adopt the group interview method, then the people in the group, they might be hesitant or shy to speak about this area in front of other people. So thereby, I'm not using this group interview method, but I'm using the individual interview method. But when you speak face-to-face, one-to-one, individually people, so they have their personal space, they might explain the thing about cyberbullying individually, but not in the group. So something like that. For example, you are doing research on the market, like any preference of the consumer of using a particular product. So you just want to know a collective opinion. So you can justify, because the purpose of my research is to understand the collective opinion of the consumer, the customer, about a particular product. So when you try to understand collective opinion, so focus group. So that's why I'm using focus group method to collect data. So you have to justify why you think your data collection method is more appropriate as compared to the other data collection method. Similarly, if you are doing the quantitative research, you have to justify like what type of data, sample size you will be collecting and how you will be analyzing. Limitation. No research is without limitation. You have to identify your limitation, any limitation in sample, geography, what is included, what is excluded, and then what is the likely contribution. So please always acknowledge limitations, because this is a small scale project. Definitely so many limitations. So you have to identify, justify, and rate your limitation at the end. The very important thing is time frame and project plan. Sometimes the student, they are very ambitious, they have very excellent such questions, such titles, but they are not able to complete on time. Please keep in your mind the time frame, project plan. And in this project plan, you have to provide timeline for development and implementation of research. For example, how long it will take you to collect the data. You know, like when you do the literature review, you can use the Gantt charts if you want, or you have to be specific and give a straightaway timeline, because the examiner, they will look at your research proposal and then they will anticipate, or they will know whether your research ambitions are possible within a given time frame or not. Because here you have deadline, do it very well, deadline for everything, research proposal, final submission. So please keep in your mind, and especially in nowadays, in the pandemic situation, when the people are hesitant for face-to-face interview, you have to think all these things, whether you can, if you are thinking qualitative research, whether you can approach the people for face-to-face interview, or you will use online interview method. So you think all these things. You need to think within the time frame. You have to complete the research within the time frame. And then the key resources. What are the key resources? Here you have to give the bibliography, the key resources, articles, the books, text you have identified for your research. And finally, this is the further reading. I encourage you, these books are available in the library. If not, please let me know. I will make it available for you. Please use these books and start working on your research proposal. You are very welcome to discuss your research plans with your lecturer, with your tutor, with your seminar tutors. They are very helpful, all of them. And any further help you need, please don't hesitate to send me an email. I'm very happy to help you. Thank you very much.